Hello everyone. Today I am going to tell you what is ARP poisoning, or you can say ARP spoofing. So basically it is an local area network attack which helps us to send some malicious ARP packets to our target system, which in turn change the pairing of the IP address to its MAC address. So to understand this term ARP poisoning completely, we should also know what is the ARP protocol. So whenever suppose you are sending a packet to a target system, so what is happening is, if it doesn't know what is the corresponding MAC address of this system, it won't be able to send any packets to that target system. So to know that, we use ARP protocol. Using ARP protocol, we will send a ARP request to all the other systems in our local area network, saying that who has this IP address. This can be seen here. Suppose we ping to a Ubuntu system, so it will send a ARP request saying that who has this particular IP address to all the other systems in my network. Suppose I only have two other systems except Kali machine, which are Windows XP and Ubuntu. So it will send this message to both of these systems that who has this IP address. And whoever system has this IP address will respond back with a ARP reply packet, and it will say that I have this IP address and my MAC address is this. So as soon as our Kali machine finds this message, it will update its ARP cache table. What is ARP cache table is? It contains the information of all the IP address and its corresponding MAC address. You can see it using ARP. If you write ARP, that's all. So as you can see, this IP address is associated with this is not complete. This is associated with this IP address. This is my gateway, which is the Wi-Fi router. IP of this one is 192.168.0.1. This is associated with this one, and we don't know what is the corresponding MAC address of this system. Why? Because it may be possible that this IP address is offline, or this is not assigned to any other system on our network. So you can say, whenever we found the corresponding MAC address, it will be stored in the ARP cache of our table. So when we send the next packet to this IP address, our system will check its ARP cache whether the corresponding MAC address is there or not. If it is there, it will directly send the packet to that MAC address system. Otherwise, it will again broadcast a message to find out the corresponding MAC address. So now coming to the ARP poisoning, how it actually works. So the issue is that if a system sends a ARP request to find out this MAC address, anyone can reply to that request. It doesn't matter whether the genuine system replies or not. So anyone can reply to this request, and can, even if that system doesn't have that IP address, it can send its own MAC address as a reply, and that will update the ARP cache table of our victim. Another problem is that even if the victim didn't send any ARP request, still attacker can directly send a ARP reply, and it will update the ARP cache of our target system. So these are the two major problems which helps us to do ARP poisoning, or you can say ARP spoofing. So if you want to see how this whole broadcast happen, let me just, I'm trying to just ping to a target system 192.168.0.112. Okay, and right now I am running Wireshark. If you don't understand how this whole thing is working, I will explain it in another video, the working of Wireshark tool. Right now I'm just capturing all the packets that are being sent from my system or coming to my system. That's all I am capturing. So let me start it. Okay, and as soon as I ping, and in our Wireshark, if I look for the ARP packets, so these many packets are using the ARP protocol. As you can see here, we sent a request for 192.168.112, and it is sending a message with information like who has this IP address, tell this to 192.168.0.109. This 192.168.0.109 is my own IP address. If you see here, so this is my IP address. So if there is a system with this particular IP address 192.168.0.112, it will reply back, and as soon as it reply back to me, I will know the MAC address of that system. So as you can see, it is saying that destination host is unreachable. Why? Because there is no other system who has this IP address. So let me try with something which is valid. Ping 192.168.0.1. This is my Wi-Fi router. So as you can see, I am getting back the reply from this system, and let me check into the Wireshark. So as you see here in the bottom, there are no more ARP packets saying that who has this 192.168.0.1. Why is that? Because in my ARP cache table, I already knew, as you can see, before sending packets to this IP address, I already sent a packet to 192.168.0.1. I already knew what is the corresponding MAC address of this IP address, and it got updated in my ARP cache table. As you can see here, ARP. So the corresponding IP address gateway is corresponding MAC address of this gateway is this one. So when we already know the corresponding MAC address, we won't be sending any more broadcast messages to find out the MAC address. It will simply check its ARP cache table. As you can see here, we didn't send any more packets, but now it is saying that our ARP cache table keeps refreshing, so that's why it's again sending. But most of the time it will check its ARP cache table, and if it doesn't found a MAC address of that IP address, it will send a message like this. So this is how this ARP protocol works. If you have any doubts, please comment. I will try my best to clear your doubts. In the next video, I will explain in practical how this ARP poisoning can be done. Thank you everyone.